But you know, responsible citizenship also means looking out for the environment. We can make a difference in this area of sustainability.
One of the most exciting things about a Riverkeeper organization is working with the public. And we have a lot of volunteers that volunteer to keep their part of the Catawba River. Because the Catawba River is dammed 11 times and has 11 lakes on it, we have lakes with coves, and so we call our volunteers cove keepers. And these cove keepers work to safeguard and protect the Catawba River. Essentially, we did an investigation and we visited about 7 Walmarts in the Catawba River Valley to see what their environmental practices were and judge whether their current environmental practices would have an impact on the drinking water of the town of Belmont. And what we found in every single case is that Walmart had a practice of storing herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers in the parking lots. What concerned us most about this particular case was the proximity of this Walmart and the creek running right by the Walmart site, and that creek empties right here at the intake site. For me, when I'm out on patrol and on the river and there's a drinking water intake right there, what I know is that there's a mom somewhere who's at a kitchen sink and she's putting water in a bottle to make formula for a baby, and that baby is drinking. The labels on some of the herbicides and pesticides said this product known to cause reproductive harm by the state of California and birth defects. These pallets with bags and bags of this material, many of them broken and busted and spilling on the pavement, every time it rained, all this material was washing right into the stormwater and eventually making its way here to the Catawba River, the source of drinking water for almost 2 million people in the region. So we began calling Walmart to really express our concern about these chemicals making its way into the public drinking water. And they gave me a name and a phone number of somebody in Arkansas, the headquarters, to call. And that person, when I talked to them, it wasn't the right person. They said they didn't think they had an environmental person that was in charge of handling environmental affairs, but they would try and find out.
Tim, this is Donna Lisson.
They never called. So again, I called back, and this time I called their attorneys. I called the person, the contact name they gave me. I called their attorneys and said, look, I'm not getting any answer from anyone at corporate Walmart. And because I haven't, I'm going to start a weblog. And every contact I have with you, I'm going to put on my website and report what your response is. And if there's no response, that's what's going to be on our website. And so that's what I did. 2 or 3 days later, they still didn't call back. We then sent them the law, and I elevated the rhetoric and said, it appears to us as if you're violating the storage laws. We are getting ready to contact our attorneys. Still, no one called. Finally, the attorneys for Walmart who had testified in the hearing gave me the name of a person that they thought was their contact. I finally reached that person at Walmart headquarters in Arkansas, and he said he had just started the job. He had been in training for the last 2 weeks, and he didn't know what to tell me. So at this time, I started calling the news media and asking them to do a story. We got a great local news station here in Charlotte, North Carolina that responded on camera showing these pallets and pallets and pallets of chemicals, herbicides, fertilizers stored in the parking lots right beside the stormwater drain. It ran in the morning, the noontime, the 6 o'clock, and the evening news on that day. It just so happens that the Walmart manager for the local story where most of the video was shot, that had 81 pallets of this material out in the parking lot, saw the story. Called his regional manager first thing the next day and said, you won't believe what I saw on the news last night. And for all his stores in the region, he had them pull those chemicals from the parking lots and put them undercover. As I read the case history and all the environmental fines, and particularly the consent decrees from the Attorney General's office ordering Walmart to establish better environmental protection, what flabbergasted me most about the lack of corporate response is their apparent disregard for these consent decrees and that they hadn't taken it very seriously. It's only the local guys. I can say in my history as Riverkeeper, I don't think I've ever encountered a corporation, be it a power company, an oil company, as unresponsive as Walmart.
Wildlife conservation is very important to me, but it's really exciting when a company like Walmart makes it a priority too.